Welcome back to today's video. Today we are running through RuPaul's Drag Race Season 16, Episode 10's Power Rankings. Sorry, I was on vacation last week, missed last week where we lost my beloved Iman LePage, my favorite queen of the season. But you know, time marches on, and we are down to 5 queens left. Let's dive into these power rankings. If you haven't seen any of my videos yet, this is the power rankings and the criteria for those. We've got track record, we've got number of confessionals, and then we've just got the vibes that the queens and the editors are giving us for each season. So let's dive into those rankings. This week we saw the queens trying to redesign bathrooms. Yes, bathrooms. This was really trying to recapture the magic that we got from that initial club design challenge we got on All Stars 4 with the amazing Club 96. I don't care that they went home or were in the bottom for that week. They were the best and the most iconic. But then we saw in All Stars 5 the hotel design challenge, which wasn't that great, but at least it had a couple of memorable moments. And then they decided to go with the bathroom themed challenge, which was really interesting. And I mean, in the most recent seasons, we've got a lot more of that kind of potty humor. If you think back to Daytona Wind and all that stuff, after giving that critique to Rock'em Sakura in season 12 that fart humor wasn't acceptable, now we've got a full-on bathroom challenge. So just think about that, see where that puts us. And really, this was another one of the challenges that I think for the past 3 weeks has been pretty meh. We had that power challenge, which was pretty meh, the definition of meh, with not a lot of queens doing well. And then we had the sort of stand-up professional presentation challenge last week, which was also kind of meh. And this week we got another meh challenge. So after a couple of great weeks to start off the season, for the most part, we started to kind of slow down, in my opinion. But we still had a couple memorable moments, and we will talk about that in today's power ranking video. This week we lost Dawn, and Dawn was the queen that I picked at the very start of the season to be the winner without seeing much else besides her Instagram prior to the season. I really thought she could go far, and she ended up doing pretty well. Even though she never got a win, she still performed decently across the season, whether she was safe or high for the most part. She did well across the season, and she brought elf drag to Drag Race in a way that we had never seen before, and she's one of the most unique queens that we've had in a long time. I think she really could have excelled on this challenge if Nymphia had been a little bit more of a team player on her episode. You could really tell that she was struggling to get a word edgewise when she was on the challenge. If you watch the video back of her, you can see her trying to jump in while Nymphia is still talking. So still love both these queens. I think Dawn really could have done well, but at the end of the day, she just couldn't make herself interject and perform as well within this challenge. But we love you, Dawn. We will see you in the future. To kick off the power rankings at number 5, I still have Morphine Love Dion. She is the narrator of the season. She continues to be the narrator of the season with the most confessionals and bordering on one of the most confessionals of any queen in the history of Drag Race with these episodes. So Morphine is great, amazing mug, has been performing really well on the lip syncs that she's been a part of, but she just hasn't been able to make it known or make it a successful run for her apart from the performance challenges. I think she has a good chance within the makeover challenge to perform well because she does have great makeup skills, which is something that is really valued in those makeover challenges, but as we've seen on seasons past, they really do whatever they want with the makeover challenge. So we will see what happens with Morphine, but as of now, because she is the only queen left that doesn't have a win, she is ranked at number 5. At number 4, I have Q, who is second in track record and third in terms of confessionals. Q is one of the queens that's performing really well on this overall season. The only problem that she's been struggling with is she's getting kind of that delusional edit, which we've seen before with someone like Diabetti, someone like Lucy LaDuca. These are queens that they are not planning to crown at the end of the day, which doesn't look well for Q. I really do think with the makeover challenge she will perform well. I think she has a seat in the finale, but I'm just unsure if she's going to make it all the way. For this week's challenge, she and Morphine did sort of the hell version of a bathroom, which I thought was a great concept. I think where they struggled between the two of them was their delivery. They decided to go more sort of Valley Girl type delivery instead of sort of demonic, which I thought would have been much more interesting and could have had them perform well. But they did have some interesting quirks with their room, with their bathroom. I think they were interesting and could have done better, but for now, with all of that, I have Q at number 4. At number 3, I have Nymphia Wind. Nymphia was the queen that I had leading for most of this season, but for the past couple of weeks, she has been sliding down in my power rankings. She was number 2 last week, she's number 3 this week, and that's mostly because the editors are not giving her the confessional time that she needs. They aren't giving her the praise that she might deserve on some of the challenges moving forward, and I think that's why she is not seen as powerful in the power rankings as I had her previously, or as high as I have the top 2. This week, I think she and Dawn could very likely have been the top 2, only if they had worked together a little bit better. For example, when I said before, like Dawn was trying to interject, Nymphia would keep talking, and the judges called them out on that. I do think they had the best concept of all of the groups. The whole finger painting thing was probably the funniest part of the entire challenge, and I think they were the ones that leaned the most into the bathroom theme, which I think was something that the last group that I haven't talked about yet kind of missed, and they didn't really discuss too much, but they had the best chemistry, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But for now, I've got Nymphia at number 3. I do think she has a place in the finale. I think she'll do well in the makeover, and we will see if she is one of the queens that they will crown. At number 2, moving up one place this week, is Plain Jane. Plain Jane is the villain of the season, but she's really received that redemption arc as the season has gone on. She is far and away from the critiques and the negativity she was giving to someone like a mandatory meeting, and now she's seen a little bit more positively by the fan base. There are still some detractors for Plain Jane, but I do think she has a great shot at getting crowned and becoming one of the first villains to be crowned on Drag Race history after Tyra Sanchez back on season 2. She is moving up in the power rankings because she's performing well. She won another challenge this week, and she is high on confessionals, and she's got great vibes around her. We haven't seen her falter at all this season apart from the non-elimination episode, so I think Plain Jane has a great chance of moving forward and winning. The challenge this week for both Plain and Saphira, I think they really just built a lounge and then kind of had a bathroom stuck on at the end, which is the critique that I would give them. I think they had the best chemistry, the best delivery, which is why they clearly won. But in terms of concept, they had kind of the safest concept and the one that leaned the least into the bathroom theme. So take it for what you want. I think they did perform well. I just didn't really like their concept. So let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. For now, I've got Plain Jane at number 2. And at number 1, should come at no surprise to anyone, is Saphira Cristál. I've got Saphira at number 1, and I've had her number 1 for quite a while because she has consistently shown that she is the mother of the season. She's performing extremely well. She won 3 challenges in a row, whether you agree with that or not. That truly shows that in the power rankings, the judges want us to think Saphira is a top competitor, and she is. She doesn't get as much content as someone like Plain Jane or someone like Morphine, but when she does get positive content. Saphira is 100% going to be in the finale. She has the top chance of being the winner of the season, and I really do think at this point, Saphira will be crowned if she is in that final 2. The only one giving her a run for her money right now is Plain Jane and potentially Nymphia Wind. We will see when we get to that finale, but as of now, with the makeover coming up, I think we've got a great chance that Saphira will be there and will be our winner. So tell me, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think that Saphira is the clear winner of the season? Do you think Morphine will sneak into the finale? Did you like the challenge this week? Who was the best? Who was the worst? Let me know in the comments. I'll be back home next week with a better microphone rather than this little iPod microphone that I've had for 4 or 5 years. So let me know what you think of the audio too, and I will catch you next week.